And we are back. This is it. You gonna say hi, Tim?
We?
Oh yeah, you better climb in here. Somebody
Hello.
said it looked very strange to not have Tim there. I said, it's too much empty space. So
I'm sorry, but I'm not the class person. I just entertain for Facebook Live.
but thanks. If he doesn't have a job to do, he just doesn't know what to do with himself.
That's right.
Except tease. But it's all good.
But I did get you iced tea today.
You did.
I did.
Yeah, he continues to provide things for me. Hi, Cindy. You are the first one here. Good to have you here. So this is the end of a busy day.
Oh,
It's
rolling.
been a fun.
They're
Oh,
rolling.
good. Gil, Diane, Mary Ellen. It's wonderful. So tonight, this is just kind of a wrap up. So I'm just going to show a couple of things. I'm not going to do a full-fledged layout. I'm busy working on the rest of the cards I started showing you to assemble all the rest of the pieces. But that's great. Then I have my stash of cards built up. It's so fun. Don't we all love doing that? And I've loved hearing from some of you who are busy working on your cards in between here. So good to have all of you on here. Let me tell you before we get started what happens on Friday. On Friday, over in the Back Porch Stampers, I'm going to call it another party, but it's totally different from this. I will come on 2 or 3 times, but it's going to be more very informal, and like this is formal. But I'd love you to ask me questions. So if there's anything I can answer for you, it's going to be that kind of a thing. And then we're going to have engagement questions kind of all day. So you're going to want to follow the threads, and it's going to be more of a fun get to know you kind of a thing. And I'm going to do like a dozen paper share giveaways, just of one of the new papers. But I thought that would just be a fun thing, because then you'll get these fun cards from one of the set things ready to work with. So come join us over there. That'll be fun. And so tonight, Jen is working on Halloween cards. That's fabulous. That is fabulous. Oh, it's so good to have you guys on here. Wonderful. We so appreciate it. So I'm going to go down to this, and a couple of things. I just, first of all, in case you are ordering today through me, this is the code, and you can always find it by going to KarenTitus.com, and it's right there. It's on the bottom of the page, on the right-hand side of the page. And if your order is $150, do not use this code, because then you want to get the benefits. People ask, why do you use the code? And here's the deal. If you, at $150, you get $15 free, and then it goes up from there. That's a host benefit. But if your order is less than that, nobody gets it. If you use my host code at the end of the month, I get to combine those orders, and I use those free dollars, and I use them for things like these giveaways, and for the card stock, for the card kits I send out, for all that kind of stuff. So it's just kind of nice that they're not lost. But it is never a big deal if you forget. Some of the people say, oh no, I forgot to do it. No worries. That's got a lot of other things to worry in life other than host codes and paper things. First, I wanted to talk just a little bit about, these are the drawings for tonight, but I thought it would be fun to just share some of the new accessories. So you saw this because the last time I did these, this is just going to be one of my favorites. But this is a pack of 24. This is one of the drawings. These are some new masks. I will be doing masks coming really soon, and lots of ideas to use for these. So you might want to have some masks handy for that, but those are some fun ones. There's snowflakes. I'm not sure. You know what? Let's see what's in here, because this would be mine. Okay, so let's see. We have snowflakes. Stripes. Oh, this is cool. Oh, these are some fun patterns. Oh, these would be fun designs. Okay. So those are the masks. Put those aside. And then we've got 2 different ribbons. I mean, we've got a bunch more, but these are the 2 in the drawings. This one is gold, and it's very fancy. And then this one is the white with all kinds of little speckles in it. It's really pretty. We were just seeing that on some cards earlier. Then we've got these. These are gold holly leaves. Okay, now if you win these, and don't worry if it's been opened, I didn't take any out, but how pretty are these? These are going to be really fun to have on cards. So, little accessories at the end. You'll notice most of what I've been sharing today, I didn't accessorize at all, but you can always accessorize later, you know. This is from, I have 10 different things here, or at least there's 10 drawings, I guess. These are gingerbread and peppermint shapes. So how cool is that? Now, if you win this, you're going to want to, I think, get the peppermint, at least the paper or the stamp set, one or the other to go with it. I'm not sure. Oh, dear. Well, this may be a project. I was going to say, if it didn't come together, I'd give it for a project for Tim because he can't sit still very long. So this would be, I'd say, put this back together. Okay, then we have, oh, he heard his name. He heard his name. Subtle Shimmer Sequins. Ooh, those look cool. And then we have Brushed Metallic Adhesive Back Dots. These are really fun. It's like pewter, copper, and gold. I think that's cool. And I think this will be really cool on masculine cards too. And then these are adhesive backed sequins that are stars. So when they're adhesive back like this, it's just really easy to just put them on cards. They'll be really fun. And you know what? This is the only time kickoff things is the only time I ever give away current projects, just, you know, how I think, but this is just kind of a fun celebration time. Otherwise, all my giveaways are things that are retired, but this is just kind of like, yeah, I got a few extras of these we can share. And then these are dots, the matte decorative dots. I just think, you know, the little accessories are fun, and it's a way of kind of calling attention to them. The other thing I wanted to quick explain, because I had a couple of questions about, this from Janet Fredericks again. I was just pointing out, I'm just going to show this one more time. This is just a shot glass and hot glue put in there, and then you put the whole thing in there, and you see how the cap stays when it dries, and then this goes on. Well, I had shown this, and then I showed how you put some of this on, use your sponge, and you dip it all around, and somebody said, well, where'd you get the sponge? What do you do with it afterwards? All this stuff. So I thought, I'm good at doing that, telling a half done story and not getting to the end. So we used to sell sponges, but it doesn't matter because you could use any kind of sponge. I think the cheaper the better for this. But if you'll notice this, so this was a circular sponge. I just cut off pieces. Now you could use a kitchen sponge, a makeup sponge, an art sponge, anything you have. And notice I use a small piece and then it'll have glue on it. So I just put it in a little snack baggie and I seal it up, and it lasts for a pretty long time before it gets dry and crusty. And then at some point I throw that away and I cut another little sliver. The silicone mat, one of the things that's wonderful about this is that things don't stick to it. So earlier I used it. Can you tell the parts there where I used it? And look, so this reminds me of being in grade school and putting Elmer's glue on your hands. Did you ever do this? Do you see how this will just rub right off and then you could just rub it off? You can also use soapy water, but I just think that's so cool. And if I'm using, let's say I am going to just take, here's my thing that I'm going to tape, and I'm going to run my tape along here. So this is what else is really good for. And you see, I ran it off the edge. And maybe it was so narrow, I had to run it off the edge. But look, when I peel this up, it's going to take this with it. Or if there's anything left, I can rub it off. I can just do this on the side. No mess. And whereas if I'm using a paper spot, now my paper is sticky, and then I fold it over. My thing gets smaller and smaller. But this is really cool. This is all sticky, but there's no mess here. So this is the silicone mat, and that is in the catalog. So those are just a couple. And this is the kind of thing, if you have questions about stuff like this, this would be perfect for Friday, because I'll just answer any kinds of little questions about things like that. And then a lint roller takes the glue up the silicone mat like a charm. Devonna says, "Ooh, see, I haven't even tried that. I have a lint roller, but I'm not even sure I'd know where it is, but that would be a fun thing to try." So I just wanted to make sure that you knew that. And then I just wanted to talk just a little bit about punches. I love punches. So this is the Peaceful Deer. And I wanted to show the paper. This paper is one of the free choices. You know, today I've worked a lot with the Playful Penguins. And this is another of the free celebration choices. And it's just beautiful paper. Tim was commenting on how much he loves this green. And this does not need to be Christmas at all. A lot of this doesn't need to be Christmas. I mean, some of them are definitely winter with the snowflakes, but aren't they? They're really beautiful and nice for masking cards. I really like this one with the birch trees. Oh, that to me is just gorgeous. And then these are the flip sides. So one of these, you'll see I can punch out some of the reindeer. It'll fit right in here. So I'm going to do a couple of these. I'm going to do this one. And then I'm going to do this one. And this is what Holly used. This was Holly Sutton, whom you all know. You see, this is what she used on her card. So this is a strip card, and we're using 3 of the papers from in there. And then this, isn't that cute, done in the plaid like that? So Kathy has a question right here tonight, and she's going to just love my answer. She's wondering about how I store my embossing powder. Someone else might want to answer that. Mine are in a little tray in a basket, and they're not out on display. And I emboss when I'm making elegant cards, but it is not my number one thing that I do. So I don't have, my feeling is I have prime space for the things that I use all the time. And embossing folders are not something, embossing folders are. Embossing powder and my heat tool and all of that are all in a little bin in a basket on a lower shelf. So they're easy to get to, but they're not on a display. So that's not a very good answer, is it? But it's honest. Yeah, Holly's card is just adorable. And then I wanted to point out this card by Tree Westermans. I just want to, which is also really cute with that tag holder. I just think that's just really fun. And do you see how for this one, I still have all this room in between. Okay, so here is here's my extra. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to go right in between here. And check this out. So it's the same paper, but when I punched out what I can with those, I can keep on punching out of that, which I think is really, isn't that cool? So I think it's very fun. And they're both just really cute. Then if we go to the next one, here is another one, and she's used another of the papers in here. I just love that you can do this variety. I love this little strip. Tim had commented on that. Now you see the trees, and she's just done that as a strip straight across because they're in a straight line like that. Doesn't that make a great border along the bottom? And then this is one of the other papers. And then this is one of the plaid. So see, there's the plaid. So she's just used that, and there's the other. So I just love how you can layer, and you could call this a strip card too because it's got the 2 strips. I think that's just really cool. And she's added a little black eye, but you can you can see you also have the antlers. So she put those on there. So I thought it's just kind of fun to see the variety that you can do. And then of course, if I were getting the punch, I would absolutely get this because look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 deer. And these 3 especially all could be like a family. They're all the same. This one is different because it's got the words in it. It's a great stamp, but these 3 could like all go together. And then you've got these trees, you've got the antlers, you've got a little bunny. So I just wanted to point out with this that this one so if I put this one on, this is the Oh It's Fun, and that will go in the punch. So I think that's pretty cool. And then this one, and I just think it's fun because they're different looks, and yet there's still the same punch that would, whoops, I didn't want that one. I want this one over here now. And so if you want to use a punch, if you're doing a card, if you're doing several of these deer, You could have these be flat and then just punch out one, and have it popped up or do however you want. They're perfect for coloring in. But I also want you to keep in mind, I just stamped it in black on crumb cake. And then you don't even have to color it in. If I did it on white, then I would use my blends and I don't have one done that way, but all those possibilities just with this stamp and a punch. So, and does my table start looking familiar with all this stuff on it? Oh, are you asking? Juanita said she leaves hers in the original container. So back to the embossing powders. I do. I leave mine just in the containers. I don't move them. I just don't have a great way to store them. But, so anyway, and I don't also have tons of colors. Some of you that have embossing powder, I think probably have 20, 30 colors, every color in their rainbow. You actually can emboss with all the colors we have. There is a way to do that. I could show that sometime if we talk about it. So you don't need to get a whole bunch of different embossing things. But I think the metallic ones and the white, they're super to have. But that's basically what I wanted to share tonight. I'm just so glad you guys have been around. You have in another hour, about 8:30, I will go through. It's going to be sooner. I think it's going to be sooner because at 9, I'm going to post winning names and I have to go through and put the numbers in and find them. So, but you have until probably 8:15, let's say. So you have an hour to go watch the other videos, leave comments, and be in the drawings. And at 9, I'll just post the winners. Tim might replace his moose with a deer. I don't know. It depends on what the world does to him. I'm just going to tell you, I am taking tomorrow off. We're actually taking a vacation day and going with some friends up to Duluth, which will be fun. So I'm not going to be answering phone calls tomorrow. So please call me tonight. Leave me a message that I can return the next day, or still message me. I'll get back to you. But just know that I do have a planned day off. Every now and then we do that. So I'm looking forward to it. So thanks, everyone. And let me know if you have questions. Thank you so much for sharing your day with us, for sure. Bye. And we'll see you on Thursday. And what am I doing on? Oh, yeah, I've got something fun. You'll like it. I have Thursday planned, so I'm ahead of the game there. So